One to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. Welcome to the Tuesday afternoon broadcast of the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan, and with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, the Gasol brothers, Pau and Mark, have a mutual love and respect that belies their sibling rivalry. Even as teammates playing for Spain, their battles in practice were legendary.
Great story, David. Thank you.
And when you look at the Rockets, I mean, plenty of offense, but last year there was a huge drop-off defensively. And given this team's lofty goals, that really flies right in the face of that old adage, defense wins championships.
Tip-off goes to the Lakers. And the Houston Rockets starting five. We've got Green. He's out there with Wall. Wood out there with Gordon. To the paint, poked loose. The kick out to Westbrook. From deep, James. That one's not going to go. And the Rockets take it the other way. And talking about how the Rockets are structured, they do have some players on the roster, Greg, who can play defense. It's a wonder they've been so bad at that end.
I mean, the problem with defense, though, Kevin, is that it takes all five guys to buy in. You have to have a level of trust on the floor, and that happens for the Rockets only once in a while, which is why they give up an insane number of points to their opponents.
The Lakers on D. It's a three-point game. Here's Gordon. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
We call that a high percentage shot, and when he's the guy taking it, I'd even say it's automatic.
Bazemore for three. It's rebounded by Houston. 3-on-3. Here's Green, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
About the concentration. He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. LeBron against Gordon, and there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game.
And Dwight Howard, he's lost some explosiveness over the years, but still remains an intimidating presence when he's healthy. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call him a number one option on the offensive end, but still great in the pick and roll, better than most when it comes to posting, and defensively, when he's moving well, a straight beast.
And it's Green missing. The Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Davis, the pass to Westbrook. Banked in off the glass.
Gotta feed how he lands the ball whenever he has that kind of position.
And talking about Howard's defense, he's blocking fewer shots these days, but he remains extremely difficult to score against in the paint.
Yeah, statistically, opponents still struggle to shoot against him. He has the power and instincts to stop most true centers from getting comfortable on the blocks, and his reputation goes a long way toward unnerving opponents.
Outside, Davis. Just 5 on the clock.
Houston foul. Nice. That's his first personal foul.
Such a unique offensive player as Anthony Davis. Maybe not as skilled, perhaps, as Durant, but they both have that elasticity to just stretch out and finish over the top.
And Davis a little bigger, a little stronger than, say, a Durant. More of an interior game, but as he develops, we're seeing him stretch his range out beyond the arc. And for both him and Durant, I don't think you set any limits on what they can do offensively. You just got to give those guys the green light. And it's pretty impressive seeing how Anthony Davis has been able to put on muscle since he came into the league. A skinny 215-pounder when he came in. He says the extra strength has been a big factor in terms of his growth as a player.
Good point. That one misses. Rockets have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Green kicks to Wall. From deep. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. And one of the things, Greg, that's been impressive to watch about Anthony Davis's development, he continues to put the time in, work in, staying in the weight room. You talked about it before, adding that muscle.
Great point. And you knew he had the frame to carry more weight. Just look at those broad shoulders. A lot of it actually is just eating more. He had to make sure he was eating the right things. But after that, it was about eating in volume.
Our kind of guy.
Yeah.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the defensive prowess of Howard is simply phenomenal. Not only a shot blocking master, but his mere presence alone makes shooters incredibly nervous.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And for the Lakers, hugely profitable. And they're always going to be willing to spend big on stars. But with the new luxury taxes, it's harder to outspend other teams now.
And meanwhile, they've cut corners in other areas too, guys. I mean, prior to the shortened season in 2011, they laid off scouts, video coordinators, coaches, front office, and training staff. And that's where other teams are investing. Looking for an advantage now as the Lakers pull back a little bit. Other teams looking to infuse more capital into their organizations.
Gordon kicks to Wood. Left side, Wall. And there's the 3-second violation. Both teams will make substitutions. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. 1:39 left here in the first quarter. It's stolen. The dish to Augustine. Houston moving it around. Pass to Wood. They set the pick. Just 4 to shoot. Great D that time from Davis.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Lakers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Martinez, he's checked in for Wood.
And, you know, the Lakers going through a rough patch, clearly, but make no mistake about it. They're still the league's glamour franchise. They've got the league's largest fan base, both in the U.S. and globally.
Ellington defending. Another miss by Houston. And the Lakers with the storied history, the second most championships in league history, trailing only the Boston Celtics.
And the Lakers run more recent. I mean, you think of the greats who've worn the form blue and gold, probably the greatest assemblage of talent of any team in the league.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Kicks it to LeBron. Pulls up on the elbow, and there's another one for the Lakers.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, but also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Houston.
Agility leads to thievery there as he got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
Martinez outside. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Oh, here's Bazemore. Defense right on him. For the three. He can't get that one to fall. And the Rockets take it the other way. Inside, here's Exum.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
This is his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one. And the Lakers making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Exum hits them both. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
LeBron James has stepped up over the years, both on and off the court. Of course, he plays with that reckless abandon, but off the floor, he's been very involved and vocal about social issues. And more dramatically, he entrusted his marketing empire to his childhood friends. LeBron recalled people called it the worst decision ever. All this to three guys who didn't finish college. We got dirt thrown on all of us, but I always believed in them. Kevin, you can't say it hasn't worked out.
He's broken the mold, D.A. Thank you. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
So he gets them both. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Wood. And here's Los Angeles. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
You know, a lot of people can make the claim that they are the fastest in the league, but I think John Wall has the best case. I mean, both in the half court and end to end. I mean, this guy has blistering speed, and you factor that in with the athleticism and the handle. I mean, he can make other players look like they're playing in cement shoes out on the floor.
Westbrook dishes to Bazemore. To the middle. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Houston takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
LeBron's checked in for the Lakers. And a change for the Rockets. Green, he's checked in for Dante Exum. Green, the pass to Wall. Takes the three. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Wall's got 6.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Here's LeBron. The kick out to Westbrook. Lakers working the ball around now. And the 3 ball is good. 6 points for him.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
Shot by Gordon, wide open. And another 3 for Houston.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Left side, Westbrook deflects the pass, kicks it out to LeBron. The 17-footer goes down. LeBron's got his second basket of the game.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
That ties it up.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
So both teams changing it up here. .11 left here in the second. Davis. Good. He hits the jump shot. And the Lakers lead by 2.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Passes it to Augustine. And another 3 for Houston.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
In the corner, it's Ellington. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
And Davis can't get it to go.
You know, the alley-oop is a great play when it works, but boy, when it doesn't.
Yeah, it can make you look silly. It embarrasses you. And we had a little silliness right there for sure.
Augustine, that's good. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
LeBron kicks to Ellington. Dishes it to Carmelo. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Rockets on top. They lead by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. LeBron, what adjustments did they make to slow you guys down in the second quarter?
Man, it's a good team. It's a really good team, and they executed in the second quarter, made shots, and got to a rhythm. So
we'll see who wins the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Houston. They had poor efficiency and shot selection with a field goal percentage of just 30%. That paints a pretty good picture of where their problems began. They got on a more positive track in the second quarter, coming together offensively and getting enough stops to come from behind and grab a 2-point lead at the half. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Saw defense.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Good game for Davis. 9 points and a steal.
And guys, he's been making play after play on both ends of the floor.
No let up in him, and that's mindset. That's not just physical tenacity, but that's a mental tenacity too that he brings to the court.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Houston in the lead. Howard is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then there's Kent Bazemore. And it's LeBron in at the 3 slot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try to lean.
It's good. LeBron's got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Davis with the double team. And there's the call on James. That's foul number 2 for him. And so here is Houston. Gordon kicks to Wall. Hits it from three-point range. Wall's got the lead up to 3 now for Houston.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart. Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
A quick shot there, and it's off target. And Los Angeles guys shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Down low. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
It looks like it may have had the opposite effect on the defenders. I mean, right there, it looked like they were still in halftime mode.
Here's LeBron. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Green with the rebound. Rockets leading by 3. And he finishes the break with a lay-in. Green's got 8 points. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. On the wing, James, defended by Gordon. On the wing, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Wall. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Exum. Misses the 3. Lakers trail by 5, and there's the pass to Davis. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Now, here's Exum. He's covered by Westbrook. Shot off the screen, and he hits the jump shot. And the Rockets lead by 7.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
A 3 ball. And that one is off. Rockets leading by 7. The 3 ball. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Davis dishes to Westbrook. And the basket is good. He's got 8.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. That one falls.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Lakers trail by 7. There's the steal. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Rockets have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
And the second free throw, good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Davis with a screen on Augustine, inside, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch. He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
The Lakers making a switch here. James is checked in. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to be on fire from beyond. They have been really good from the three-point line.
Pass to Augustine, all sorts of time, and Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Guarded by Augustine. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And he converts the layup. He has 6.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
LeBron James on the wing. From about 19 feet, the Rockets pull it in. 14 feet away. No good there.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And the final period of play just about to start. Lakers trail by 7. 4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. Davis setting the pick for James. He feeds it to Carmelo. He kicks to Davis. James, the pass to Carmelo. 4 on the clock. Lets it fly. Bullseye.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Outside, Wall. Wide open look. Rebound the Lakers. Davis has got 4 rebounds in this game. The Lakers shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for the Rockets. The feed now to Wall. It's off the screen. Connects. The jumper drops.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
Here's Green. The shot, no good. And the Lakers going the other way now. Lakers working the ball around now. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
It's been a solid outing for LeBron. He has 8 points and 4 assists.
Free throw, no good for LeBron. Houston leading by 5. And Green with the basket on the assist from Wall.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Feeds it to Bazemore. It's stolen by Green. In the corner, it's Gordon. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. And stolen by Bazemore. He dishes it to Westbrook. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Well, I think you've got to give the offense some credit there. I mean, good instincts, understanding what the defense was giving them, and then taking advantage of it. That's what a good offensive player does.
And with that 3, his second of the half, he equaled his total from before the break.
There's the dish to Bazemore. Fires for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Here's Wall. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Timeout.
And now a 10-point Rocket lead. Timeout called the Lakers. And look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
Just killing it from deep. They've got to be all up in his jersey at all times. Give him even an inch, and you're just asking for him to drop another triple on you.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. He knows they struggled at the free throw line, but he actually looked at the positive. He said, if we continue to get to the foul line, good things are going to happen, but we have to keep getting there. Maybe that'll take the heat off him.
Thank you, David. And here's LeBron outside, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
Oh, big 3 right there. I mean, I've got to say, defensive breakdown, no doubt. They've got to have a bigger man on him.
And Wall kicks to Wood. Back to Wall. And another 3 for Houston.
Crushing blow to the host right there. I mean, they were in this game for what felt like only a second before instantly giving that 3-pointer.
And as soon as they splashed that bomb, the air just went right out of the building. Total deflation.
Westbrook with the bucket.
And you talk about getting back into the game, folks. 3 is better than 2.
Always simple math. That's that UNLV education coming to play. He knows all about that as well. Most of his points have been 3-point shots.
Come on now. We got calculus at our school.
LeBron, that's a 2-pointer, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 5 assists in the game. Houston leading by 5. And there's the call on James. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's Green. Lets it fly from 18. And again, the Rockets good for 2.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And here's LeBron outside. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And how about the execution, really when it matters most? He knew he had the height advantage and just got the job done. No need to pass in that situation.
It's Wall with the drive. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, how about John Wall in this one? He's got 24 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is pouring it in from 3, guys. You know how much I love to see guys knocking down buckets.
And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
And he just garnered a little bit more insurance there. Very confident as he's able to go up and knock those down.
Los Angeles has gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. And here's James outside. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
That one goes in.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
And it's Houston's ball. They've led by as much as 10. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Just too much of a deficit to overcome.
Just not enough clicks and ticks left on that clock in this one, Greg.
Wall, no luck. Right side, Westbrook. Oh, my! He'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. It's going to be on John Wall. Both teams will make substitutions. "15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They trail by 5. There's 14 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And you know what? And they're going to draw up something where they can get a quick shot and then maybe a foul.
That's got to be the game plan here. I mean, free throws are really their only hope. Points with the clock stopped.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
This game is ours. Let's draw it up. Come on. Our execution has to be perfect from here on out, gentlemen. Understood? Let's focus on...
I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
Jacks up a 3. He's off on that one. So we see the Rockets get the win here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with John. Congrats on the win. What was your offensive approach tonight?
Just having confidence. My teammates want me to shoot it, and I didn't get carried away with it. That's the one thing. I played the right way and got open shots, but also tried to find my teammates.
You've done a lot of work on your jumper, and it showed tonight, John. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.